Hello, welcome back. This is Job Hunting Tips Part 5. Today's presentation is the truth behind job applications. I think it's fair to assume that potential employers are unlikely to reveal the intricate and sometimes quirky aspects of their decision-making process as it relates to hiring people. The goal of this presentation is to try to demystify to some extent this decision-making process, because understanding the process will give you a significant advantage over other job applicants, and it will empower you to more effectively tailor your approach to your job search process. Please be aware that more and more often potential employers check the social media profiles of people that they are considering hiring. With that in mind, any unprofessional posts or controversial opinions or questionable content can negatively impact on your chances of getting the job, and to be very candid, they can cost you the job. This has happened to me once that I know of for sure in my job history. Interviews sometimes are conducted only as a formality. What often happens is that the hiring manager has a preferred candidate in mind. It might be an internal candidate for the position, it might be a referral, but honestly, they've made up their mind, and therefore the entire interview process is a show, is a formality. Please be aware that the salary that the employer presents is often negotiable. However, the potential employer is unlikely to encourage you to ask for any more than they're offering. It's your job to be prepared to confidently advocate for your preferred salary range. There is a strong bias in the hiring process against candidates that could be described as being highly qualified. Some hiring managers do in fact hesitate to offer positions to candidates that they perceive to be overqualified. Why? Because they're concerned that the candidate, if hired, will get bored, or will demand higher compensation, and/or will leave for a better opportunity as soon as one presents itself. As a manager, I've hired more than one person based on this particular aspect of the hiring process. Being likable and demonstrating strong interpersonal skills can sometimes outweigh minor education gaps, minor skill gaps, or minor experience gaps. Hiring managers are looking for people who are excited about the role. If you don't convey genuine interest and excitement about the role and about the company in the interview process, there's a good chance that the offer will be made to someone who does demonstrate interest and excitement. Remember that you're being evaluated from the moment that you walk in the door for a job interview, and by everyone that you interact with. I think it's fair to say that I got one position because when I walked in the front door, I chatted with the receptionist and I asked her questions about working for the company I was interviewing with. It turned out that individual wasn't the receptionist and wasn't even the primary cover for the receptionist. The receptionist had gone home and the person that covered for her was on break, so the individual I was speaking to, who I assumed to be the receptionist, was in fact an employee of the Human Resources Department. And my discussion with her went a long way in convincing the company that I was the right applicant for the job. It's not your imagination. Silence is a common form of rejection. Why? Because employers perceive that providing specific feedback to job candidates is time-consuming, and because they fear that sharing that feedback can potentially result in disputes with the job applicants that are being rejected for the position. You should know that the questions that you ask during the interview can reveal your level of engagement, your level of curiosity, and your understanding about the role and about the company. Another insider insight is that some interview questions are designed to see how you feel and think under pressure. And these questions are asked deliberately and intentionally to gauge your reaction to stress. At the end of the interview, even if you think it went well, the decision-making process often takes far longer than you anticipate it will. I hope you found this information interesting. Thanks for your time. Take care. Bye.